Yeah, hey everyone. Oh, no, I went yet. Let me start those as well. This track is much louder than the other previous track. Alright, you can tell Discord and get everything together, and then I'll be golden. Got to tell the Discord. I can get a bot or something for this. Oh, forgot to start the other one too. I mean, in theory, I shouldn't market this live until I've actually done all these things, but I never do. Hear me out, I could, but I don't. Just shoot the YouTube link on the stream, and then that's done. And that hates me. It does that though. Don't have neck problems and you will be happier in life. Trust me on this. I know these things. First-hand experience. Okay. I like this one. Night of Terror, huh? Most of these are already in the game, ready to go. I mean, I'm testing to see if they have copyright on them because, you know, even though I paid for the things to not have copyright, that does not mean that I didn't get lied to. Yeah, if it happens again, I would just go switch to AI music. I've been screwed over by musicians way too many times. It's kind of getting annoying. You pay them. I've been screwed by musicians way. You pay them money and then they do not follow through. Whatever. They can't all be bad, though I only have so much money, so it's not a big number, let's put it that way. It's kind of a small number. Everything is golden. All three of those showed up. Sweet. Okay. I need to spend a lot more time on this room. It's basically the crux of the second chapter, so like too many things revolve around returning to this room over and over. I considered having the boss here anyway. There's only, depending on how much pirate crap I really want. I mean, it works now, but it's just not useful for anything. I don't know what to do with it in that regard. I guess in most cases the best strategy is just to start building. Because if I just start building, I tend to make things that are interesting, but if I sit there and think about it, I'll just agonize over it forever and never really accomplish anything. And hear me out, that's not a good plan. No. I hate that I have to add 2 of these waters, but unfortunately the effect just doesn't really work otherwise. Is the 3rd one the right height? Is there no reason for a 4th one? Actually, it's kind of an interesting effect when they're near each other like that. Makes it seem like there's like deeper water in places. Not sure I like it or not. It's interesting. It's sticking my way. This could easily be quite a boss arena. I'm debating of taking the pirate graveyard and merging them together. A lot of it just comes down to a lack of pirate assets to make it do anything. Like, this is okay, it does have a setup that works. Kinda. I mean, she could be a midpoint boss. Because otherwise, like, at the end of the chapter, you have to crawl through this pipe to get to her. But I'm not saying you shouldn't crawl through the pipe anyway. I'm fine with that. And just... how necessary. Well, the way it works is you're going to have to come here first. So I can't really get rid of that area. I'm just going to load up the 2nd chapter and look at all the stuff and debate on what I'm going to do with it. Should I be working on this right now? Not really necessarily, but... A lot of rooms have gameplay set up for this chapter, it's just they aren't necessarily set up for other stuff. Wonder streaming earlier is valuable. I don't know, so far streaming isn't really proving to be the best choice. It just takes a lot of time and effort. Oh, I made these and they open up. I forgot about them. I think they spawn a bunch of coins and things, but I don't think I need to spawn coins at all. I think I just want one that opens up and then inside is like keys and things, because I don't know, coins don't seem that interesting of a collectible thing. I guess they could be in places like treasure boxes. Where's the other shell? Why did it not duplicate? That was weird. I understood not what happened. These are one of the few treasure box style items, but the issue is I don't really do treasure box style items. You know? Off hack wheeze. I am in fact apparently allergic to game dev. With no other treasure boxes in the game, I really do think these should just be cases. That's right. You have to turn off the puzzle portion of it or it'll continue on. And she will die because she has no immunity to water until I enable it, but it takes a moment to enable it, so the game will load in, character will die, and then I'll be saddened. Really? Interesting. No, there's a lot wrong with these. They predate the gameplay tags by a lot. Hey, serial killer. That's going pretty good. Lots of stuff got added in things. I forgot no immunity to water, and that's in the water. I was building this section out because it, well, just needed more to it. Buying these rooms together and everything. But I have the whole game laid out largely to the very end. I don't have, things done with every room, you understand, but I have laid out things all the way to the end. With, not much desire to change it in the future, and, I have almost all the gameplay set up for the demo portion of the game. So like the first playtest will probably be at the end of the next month. There'll be a private one because there's no reason to have the public playtest a broken version. I'll wait until it's fixed before I hand it to them. GDC? What, game's done quick? Is that the GDC we're talking about, or is this a different GDC? So GDC, that's not game, that's GDQ. What is GDC? Guess that answers whether I'm going to do it. I don't even know what it is. When you just don't know. I did not know of any game dev conference. I don't know why I would need a game dev conference. Not trying to show my game off to other game devs. Well, I kind of am in a way, but not in the way people think. Just streaming it so they can watch. I can do that with this. Guess I can show you new stuff though. unload all this stuff there because I was working on chapters 3 and 4 just to lay them out. Now apparently these need to have the transform change because the water puts them too low. Something to think about. I see. That's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but that's cool. I guess it would depend on where it is, but it's probably far away from me and I'm not about to travel some big distance to do it. Well, I am over in California, so I imagine there's probably game dev things here too. Where is this GD? Let's see. Oh, actually it's in San Francisco. That's weirdly close. Huh. I have to go to San Francisco. You know, funny thing about good old San Francisco, when I was imagining the city that my game was in like that, you know, I was imagining this, you know, dilapidated shithole of a city, like the worst metropolis you can ever imagine. So I modeled it after San Francisco, but I couldn't make it as shitty as actual San Francisco because all the assets are too nice. Yes. Yeah, I know Oakland's worse than San Francisco, but I would never actually go to Oakland, so, you know. San Francisco counts as the worst city I have ever been to. But interesting. The only funding I'm currently courting is potentially the blanking on the name of it now. The Epic Mega Grant. Which I need to have that to them, my application for that by March 20th. And then after that, we'll see. Need a fantastic playable demo before I waste my time going to any conferences, that's for certain. But maybe in the future. Maybe. San Francisco, though. Ugh. Gross. Oh, they're great. They let me have everything on the entire map. I had to restructure my whole game because of it, because, you know, originally I had it on 4 different maps, and I had to change things out to optimize it better, but they let you have a lot more. I mean, there's like 7,000 some odd things on this map, actually 6,100. But very few of them are ever loaded, so it doesn't make a big difference. All because of data layers, so, I mean, you could never have had this giant thing on one map otherwise. Unreal would have choked. Because, let's be real here, it's not like things like Nanite actually do anything, so, you know, you just kind of like, H-load systems are fine, LEDs, we can only do so much, but just not loading it outright. H-load actually just loads it too, that's the worst part. Like, it's still there, it still counts. It doesn't count as much, but it still counts. Because the difference of having everything H-load on one map and having them with data layers is just night and day. Anyway, I can go over some random changes I made. These are the concepts for the third area. Obviously the data layers are set pretty questionably right now. Yeah, I mean, I use word partition as well. I think you have to have world partition for data layers if memory serves. If I didn't put a nav mesh down, give me 1 second. I need a nav mesh. Very important. I'll just put one right here. It's fine. I don't care where it's at. Not really. 200. But, I mean, there's no real loading screens in this game, from what I can tell. It's mostly just there'll be a brief moment of darkness when it's switching between worlds, and it only does that because the I haven't loaded the level yet whenever you travel through a painting. And the reasoning for that is honestly to clear any bugs or errors or anything like that. And often it helps memory anyway. This is one extra bonus thing. Also, that was the system as I had it set originally. So, everyone keeps talking about how they want to go out in the city and run around. But it's not fun to do. The city is huge. You can't do anything in the city. It's just not fun. So I decided I'd shrink the city down to model size. Now you can wander around the city and jump on things. I don't know why the cars aren't spawning. They should be. Why aren't they spawning? Good old Unreal Engine's broken nav meshes. Why are they broken? That's it. That's my explanation for why they're broken. There's no other explanation required. They're just broken. I made little cars that spawn here that you can fight. This is not actually, you know, game ready, of course. It's just a concept room, but... Whee! Spawn the cars, damn it. I want to bonk them. I heard it. You drove through the building, you cheater. It just made me happy to have. I have to make it gamified, but the thing is I use this as a... This is a level instance that it's in, so if I change this level instance, it also changes the city around it, and vice versa, so... I'll always have a perfect model of whatever's going on outside there. Should be fun. I ditched the painting world. It just didn't make sense. Now I have my haunted hallway instead. A lot of it just came down to there was too much emphasis on Tinka's, you know, like importance, and like I just would have to explain all these things in the story, and it just made no... Like, she was never supposed to be that important. Originally, as I had it before on Religion, it was exactly this. You traveled through the paintings to get to places. I was playing with the old dialogue thing to get better. So now all the paintings are here. And now when you rescue toys, you bring them here. And I put buildings here just to represent where they're going to go. It's not going to... Why didn't you spawn? Interesting. I think it's just slow to get in, taking forever. Probably. I was also going to make it so that Annie's on, you know, gets to places before you. And then, you know... I have so many questions. Why did you spawn here? You, I understand, but why are you here? You should be over in this other building. Anyway, Annie's on to get to places before you and leave little notes about how she's, you know, laughing at you for getting there first and then try to sell you the stuff. I'm so confused by that thing there. I guess the NPC system is still screwy. Shouldn't be possible. Anyway. I'll figure it out later. Had those going on. Thought that was kind of cool. I was building a concept for our third Charlotte fight. I have dev mode and extra outfit because she steals outfits from other characters. Some of the other dolls are very different. Anyway, this is my Miss Pac-Man machine, which is, you know, inspired by Miss Pac-Man. And it is, in fact, a giant Miss Pac-Man game. Well, not quite. It's close to a Miss Pac-Man game. It's got some obvious differences. I made portals. You run around and you light up the floors. Lighting them all up, of course, completes the thing. I haven't created enemies for it yet, or any kind of, you know, power pellet or whatever they were. I'm not sure how the power pellet's going to work for this game. Oh yeah, there's, you can just pass these portals to get to the other side of the battlefield. But thought it'd be kind of cool to play. It'll be a very weird boss fight. My little ghost house, where they're gonna go. It might just be like Charlotte heads that go around chomping after you, or it might. I have some other giant wheeled monstrosity that I might use as well. Don't know. But yep, thought that was kind of a cool thing I was making. I made secret doors. They don't tell you how they open. You'll have to figure it out. I'm gonna leave clues places. Not obvious clues. I'm not gonna like write it down or anything, but you know, there'll be clues for how things work. There you go. And if you get far enough away, I want to put gears on them too, I think. Giant portal. Cleverly named portal room. Random secret areas. There's no keys here, so I can't unlock the doors. Yep, just building those kinds of things. I think I'm making a giant chessboard out here. I might actually cut the pirate area in half and make half that like a chess area and then have more city down here. I don't know. Some of the stuff, it's like, do I even have enough stuff to make this look good? I don't know. I'm going to put another restaurant here, not this one, but a different one. Random washroom. Gonna put a little train in here, just running around. I'm not gonna use big trains. I thought about the big trains, but there's just not enough space in the rooms. I made the game only 5 floors, which it's still like 88 rooms, but it's just, I started realizing I don't have anything I wanted to put in the other rooms. So it's like, Got a new map system. That's a little better than the old one. That's a lot better. Doesn't require a bunch of cubes everywhere. Now it just calculates where you're at and puts a black mark over everywhere you've never been, and it just adds a thing to an array. Oh, not an array. Actually, no, it wasn't an array. It was a map or something. A map variable. It just keeps track of every single thing you've been to. Oh, hello. Yeah, as you can see it there right now, it's got a picture behind it. The spaces are smaller, so you can see where you've been. I've taken new pictures. Picture's not even correct anymore, but yeah. I also need to remove this painting world thing from the map because it's no longer a thing. But that's a future me problem. Actually, it's probably a now me problem. Because, well, It's just awkward. I also gotta take pictures of all the room. There's a bunch of like weird extra things I need to do to improve the look of everything. I've been adding in the little symbols on all these and stuff. Pictures of the paintings and things, stuff like that. I need to put all this information in. Some stuff I'm not even sure if I need to have it on the list here of things as collectible things, because are they really going to look? Do I even need a full story listed in here too? That's another question like that. I gotta have each story marked out if people want to reread it. Maybe there's some value in that, but I don't know. I haven't really done that with character customization. I was going to do something. I'm probably going to put the dev menu on here too. Thought that was cool. Yeah, it's some bizarre world there. I concepted out a bunch of stuff in the 4th chapter, though I won't reveal all of it. None of these are gameplay ready. I don't think I have a single gameplay ready room other than the Haunted Hallways Close. Because it's actually, you travel to there in the 1st chapter and throughout the game, whereas everywhere else, you don't necessarily travel to for a lot of times, though. I was just putting a bunch of thingies down here and giving it a concept look. And clever names like Abandoned Area, too. Just... I don't know what these are going to be called yet, so I just kind of started putting these in there. I didn't even put anything in this one, but I was aiming for ominous. It's funny because the end rooms are actually way more concepted out, but I don't really want to show those. Keep moving the Toymaker's Workshop around. Oh, don't reveal that. Nah, man. Nah. There's a bunch of other areas, but I guess I can reveal some of these things. Kinda. Oh, I'm making toy making boxes where the toys just come out. I thought about conveyor belts, but that just require a lot of really specific assets I don't have. Or I can just make boxes with engines on top of them that generate toys. Do not question. There actually isn't that much to show off in here because most stuff I don't want to spoil. That's unfortunate. A lot of organization happened. A lot of bugs got fixed in the 1st chapter too. Systems got worked a bit. I don't know. Kind of working on stuff. Got the FPS to like 60 to 70 when the thing is packaged. Even on I had like a 1060 6GB card to test with, and it is of course the biggest pile of garbage, so you know. I figure if I can get, you can get like, you know, hell, if you can get 30 FPS on that, I'd be accepting of that because I'm not really expecting much more of it than that, you know. At least that's my theory. Lower the water here so I can keep doing that. I think I need to change its scale too. Or load it only in with these rooms so this way it can't cause any problems with lower rooms. Could playtest it too. I guess I don't have to mess with this here. I was thinking of putting keys and everything in there and maybe having this area. Well, this area back here could be where you fight Sally. I could make her the actual next boss and just take this area here and make it like a lot less piratey stuff. The only piratey rooms really are like the Broken Compass, which is You could call it a Wonderland room too. All things pertaining to it. The brig, I don't even know if I want it here, but I kind of need some place for that character to be locked up. This room could be something else entirely too. I don't even know. Guess I'd want to let them all look at him. I keep debating on how I want to run with it. I should actually just be playtesting though instead, improving things. Kind of got tired of it. The playtesting over and over, or the first portion. Because that's all I've been doing is just working on that first portion. Oh yeah, this weird thingy that just loops around, does nothing. Yeah. So what's that in? So I remember later. Wow, I can't click the damn turtle. Oh, that underwater ship thing. Sure. It's in this thing. I don't know if I want to have actual sea creatures, because then I have to explain that why Poppet can't kill them, or why Poppet can. Well, I mean, it doesn't just my wife to kill them, but it's just... I don't know, like, how do they come back? Things like that. Like, because, you know, the toys, it's like, you know, the whole curse thing, you just bringing them back over and over. But for everything else, it's like, indeed. So if I put the pirate, you know, boss here, I thought about putting a boss in here, but it's kind of a unique room, but it's a wasted room because you mostly just go around the outside. Every time you waste the water, like this whole big area is wasted. Which I guess not everything has to be used. I guess once you got immunity to water, you could walk around in it. The sad part is there's no payoff to that. Because it's so low at this point that I can't hide anything under the water. Which does speak to why I should probably raise it up to where it's like up. Well, it can only be so high. Like it's gotta be... Oh, I know why it's that low. Well, do I? Because it can be all the way to there. And it's still safe level. It's close, but it is still safe. It's actually not even that incredibly close. Well, it's actually surprisingly close, right? Yeah, it's pretty close. So what does that gain me? That's almost enough to go underneath and kind of look around. Yeah, at least you'd be completely under the water. I don't know what I would hide under the water. Oh, that is obnoxious. Because she's so close to the top that it counts her as like hitting it over and over and over. What are you hitting? Is just because she's running, she just counts as being high enough? That is such weird behavior. Why? There shouldn't be anything solid. I wish this was like real liquid and that, you know, I could actually just have this pipe sticking upwards. And then it wouldn't fill the pipe up. But that's not true at all. That's not how it works. The water just ignores the pipe entirely. Because why don't you just drain the water and then be able to go in there to get into this room? I'll have like a little water treatment thing here and then you'll jump out and do your thing. Not sure where the water's going. Clearly it would need somewhere else to go, but sure, whatever. Potentially maybe a pipe up or something. What if instead of going in this one, I block this off and say the water's coming back up this way and into those? That's way smarter. Okay. Don't mind me, I'm arguing with myself on design choices for the future. Where are my hollow pipes at? I kind of want over here because I do want them to have to kind of jump around a bit. Wouldn't all the trouble to make that a thing. We have double jump at this point, so you could actually run on top of the pipe. Well, let's run it over here a bit and let people run in. It would be pretty fitting to have a boss in this room. It's pretty far. Well, I'm sorry. You go through a lot of rooms to get here, right? How do I have it set? For chapter 2. Blocking the chat. The perspective here is the hidden grotto, of course, where you start. Lower decks, grapple 1, lower decks, hidden grotto, that. So you would get to the boss right around here, even though you're just bouncing between these rooms over and over and over. And the boss was, I guess, put it in here in the depths control room. Kind of fitting. Not to think about it, because I could make a boss arena down here as a big open space. You won't have many projectile weapons at this point, so it would have to be... I don't know what the mechanics would be for this or not. Whatever the case, I'm going to put the seashells places so people can open them to get stuff. I think I'm just going to treat them like a case, though. I'm not going to have them spawn anything. I just remove the spawn treasures idea. It would just be coins, and that's not very interesting. Or maybe it is secretly, I don't know. I like that, but I think it needs to be up, obviously, because it's pretty low, but... I like that. Just hide them in shells. Gives it a little extra fun, and I can just put them in various places instead of just leaving things just sitting out. Just put these shells places. The shells might not even be this big. They are really huge. You can also go and hide inside it. I'm squished now. I do like that idea better. You just put a giant shell places. More fun. Stupid nab mesh. Nobody likes you. Hurry, Tucker! Hurry, Tucker! Oh, open. Close. She might use a magical, like, you know, thing on her wand or something whenever that happens. I think I should do more with this room. We'll see. More hidden things. I don't need many of these mushrooms either. They're kind of huge. It's like one out there. That's a lot of mushrooms. I'll delete that one. You kind of want like a weird little water management system here. Kind of the best secret to making like levels and everything like that is just to start building. Because I never know what I want to do with it. Just kind of want to create something that's interesting, and if I try to have every idea at once, it doesn't work. If I have every idea over time, it's fine. Finally found a use for blocking volumes. It's something that just has the world's worst collision. You just put a blocking volume and say, yeah, perfect. Kind of like having these weird little ducts and everything like that with, not really ducts, they're like places for water to flow through. With like grates and things. Have to remake this wall yet again. I hate it. But I want there to look like there's a weird, actual, sensible water flow. Like, I don't want the water to just magically vanish and it comes out of, you know, pipes and falls back into here, so it's a loop. One could argue this is not a big enough pipe for all that, and you would be arguing correct. Below you? Yeah, you got on the wish list. 146. Yay! Now, then this Pop Man machine is below this. I was debating on phone to have another pool that's even farther down, just constantly cycle the whole thing. The big problem is that any area for this needs to be huge. And I like the placement of this quite a bit for the story. Because this particular thing represents the solution to a problem I've been trying to resolve for a while. Not just how I would make this fight go. Very different than the other Charlotte fights. For reasons I will not reveal yet. I'm tempted to switch this to 2 pipes though. I want to do this then. If that's the case, I almost want 2 pipes going in here. But I'll have to do some changes, of course, but I copy pasted this out of the other room above anyway, so I don't care if I have to change it a bunch. That is acceptable. And some of these tracks are good. They're all the ones that I pulled out as potentials for being in the game, so I hope they were good, because if they aren't, that's bad news. It's really bad. I wish I hadn't glued these together, because now I have to put the little stupid caps on the end. You could make these travel between rooms. It'd be a little weird because you wouldn't be able to do it until significantly later in the game, and I don't think there's much purpose yet, but that doesn't mean I can't make a purpose. Originally the rooms were going to be connected together with pipes in various places and lots more secrets, but some rooms couldn't be because they basically crossed between maps and it just didn't work out very well. Now that they're all on the same map, that's back on the menu, because these go back up into here, and in theory they are hollow. So you could fly your way up. I was putting indestructible grates here. It's possible I could put like some sort of item behind one of these indestructible grates. And you can only get it by actually coming down through these pipes and getting in there. If I do that though, I have to leave enough space to actually get into the pipes, which I don't believe is possible at this height. I guess I could check Poppet's height versus that to see. Oh, easily get through that. I really like areas like this. You see it in the pump room too when you're underneath that floor. It's when you're inside of the machinery. And I want to have more of this. Because it makes you feel tiny. So I really want that. I need to contrive more ways for that to happen, which I'm going to do, of course. Keep going back and adding in more weird crap to make things more interesting, so who knows how long the first chapter will take to beat by the time I get done adding all kinds of bizarre, weird ways to go. I mean, you could just skip a lot of it. You're not obligated to get everything. Seeing as how you level up by finding the tarot cards, you might want to go find them, but you are not obligated to find them. You can still beat the bosses without them. Well, you're probably going to need at least a couple of them, because without them you would have no abilities whatsoever, and that would obviously be pretty tough. But, you know, maybe you're just the chosen one. Who am I to say you're not the chosen one? I mean, other than you're pretty much obligated to get the Fool, the Magician, the Empress, and the Hierophant. You're probably obligated to get Double Jump, which is the Chariot. Essentially, you'll be obligated to get all the traversals. You just need one weapon in order to break your way through the stuff, because you wouldn't be able to get past all the barriers without the Fool, or just something that can break things. Any weapon would do that. I could make it where the Fool's the only one that breaks barriers, but I don't know about that. That's weird. I don't think I'm going to have these over here. I think I'm going to move them out of here in this area and just make this pipes and things. This is like the control room area anyway. Normal people aren't going to see this. They're going to see over here in this stuff here. So they won't see this. They won't see all the pipes running the place. One could ask why this is even here, and I don't have a good argument. Looks kind of cool, I guess. Sure. Do I want one here? Maybe. I don't think it adds much. I'd have to move the rocks around. Okay, I gotta go ahead and remove some of these extra things that are loaded up here. Oh, I was arguing if I wanted water below or not. Which room is this? The staff washroom. Because there could be a pipe down. I mean, the staff area is just, I needed something to be here. I don't really have a good purpose for it. I was just like, oh, you know, staff area. Sure, you know, the staff comes in from this side entrance here. And, you know, goes and does their things. Gets set up with whatever costumes or, you know, work clothes or whatever. There's their own washroom. They have a little lounge. And then, you know, they march their way down to the basement in order to make stuff. Or they go out into the rest of the building in order to do their thing. And that was it. Which makes sense. I mean, you know, you get this many places, you probably have a little staff section, I'd imagine. But gameplay-wise, I don't know why it needs to be there. The other option is to turn it into yet another water area. Have the water just going all the way through the building. Could be fun. Problem with the water areas though is they kind of need a lot of height. After all, this one is 2 stories tall, this one is 2 stories tall. But at this point, the only things with there's not enough space for 2 stories left. Like if I did 2 stories now, it would be into the basement area. I don't think I want to do that. I might also convert some of this back to the friendly looking area and change the basement out a little bit. I mean, there is an argument for it, I guess. Like if I add a pipe straight down into here. It can't be in this room because there's an exit here. I don't want that. It would have to be in like this area. It can. This room is pretty worthless. I could take these 2 rooms. I'm gonna grab these walls and yank them up to get an idea of where everything's at. Well, I'm just gonna yank a copy up. I just want to see where they line up at. So it would be in this area here. Where's the other wall? Did I not yank the other wall? Oh, yank that wall up. This is the one I want. Is it? Is it though? What's the end game with this strategy here? I mean, it's got the Miss Popman game there, so can't get that. The washroom can easily be tossed into this room, and it's not a big deal. It's kind of a useless room in general. And just a running gag where I put little puzzles in with the door stalls and everything like that. Nothing too insane. Yeah, the only area you have access to is this small area here. I don't think you can do any other open area because this would just be water there too. Yeah, unless you just had the pool area here and the pool just went into the basement. In the basement, it's the abandoned hallway. It's like the furnace room thing. Like I could turn this area into that. I mean, it would have to come all the way down here. You can't just have a singular floor with those because the water eats the whole floor. Unless I just had an aquarium or something. The problem is the hallways here. So let's say I made some sort of aquarium in this area that you could go farther down into, so once you got the Emperor, you'd be able to travel down. I mean, that gives the player a new way to get down into the next area, I guess. It would just be a completely full water area, like a really deep thing. I don't know what value that has. It's interesting though. I like the idea that, you know, you'll get the Emperor, let's travel the water, and then there's the option to go down into this secret area. But this room's not really anything because I moved the gearworks anyway, so it's not a big deal. I wouldn't let you drain the water out of here. You'd have to go into the water entirely. I don't know why this is here, by the way. There's no logical reason for it to be here. That's so neat. Guess I could just go about making it and see how it looks. I'd be getting rid of this worthless room and that worthless room. This worthless room goes where? Oh, it wouldn't be that. With these two. Right. These two worthless rooms would be gotten rid of. Guess I'll grab this wall and move it up to get an idea of where everything is at. And what I would do is I would probably grade it off, or like, you know, use pipes or something, so this way only you could get in there and not like kids or something. Maybe it leads farther down into somewhere interesting. So it would basically be occupying this area. That what I want? Just this area right underneath here is super deep. Maybe. I'll bite. Means I have to once again remake this floor. Don't want to do that. Oh yeah, I have multiple ways down. I could hide something super far down there. In a second. What happened to my music? I don't know. It just shut off randomly. I was like, but I'm not even looking at it. I started putting things that build them over here so this way I could just grab copies of them. Things that are approximately the right size so I don't have to keep redoing it. I should have a better floor somewhere in here. What is going on? Music? I don't know, something's wrong with that track, I think. This'll do. Yeah, I don't care if it cuts it, because I'm just gonna not save anyway. So every time I remake the building, I don't have to keep changing everything, because it's a big pain if I have to do that, and I don't want to do that. Like I said, I want more weird areas to get stuck inside of and things like that. It's not a good claustrophobia game. I guess, you know, you're so tiny, it won't feel like it's claustrophobic, right? Because normally if you were inside of a pipe, you would be squished and it'd be terrible, but Poppet's not squished in the little pipe. She's perfectly fine. She's tiny. Don't worry, mess with this. The more I see, there's certain things in the game that have a lot of charm, and I should focus on those. And there's certain things that just have like no charm whatsoever, and those should just get taken out. You are a brush, right? Oh, good. It's like I didn't copy a non-brush and feel like an idiot. I just wanted the numbers on that. Doesn't quite match, but sure. Actually, it was terrible. I wasn't even close to matching. Wait. That's a lot of materials there, buddy. Let's turn the lights on. Things are way too dark in this game to design in the dark. Oh, it's already blue on the bottom. How convenient. Oh no, you're just over the top of that. Fair enough. Well, it shouldn't really be brick in one some places and not the others, so I probably should just stick with the metal there and just have it painted metal. I don't hate that. Okay. That's about right. Yeah, man. Let's scale. What am I doing? I see. It's almost through the building, but not quite. But I should probably reduce its scope a little bit. Just 134. 133. Really? You gonna do me like that, bro? Damn. Sure. Even now a little more. How are we doing on this side? Maybe sticking out a little bit. Hard to tell. It's kind of not. Why is there so much crap by the walls? Not the side I was necessarily looking for. It's very confusing sometimes where things are at. I mean, it's inside the building. Not inside the building there, though. Huh. Oh. Do a little more space in case I need to move it back and forth a bit. Yeah, whatever, it's close enough. I don't care if it's inside the walls. My best friends live in the walls. That'd be so creepy. You just have people living in your walls. Fantastic. Right. Guess I can grab all sides and make certain they're even, and then start drilling holes through the floor again. I kind of want an extra payoff for the Emperor, basically. There's not much water beyond that point. It's kind of like you spend so long to get it, and the payoff is you just get like one new room, and that's it. And it's like, that's not a payoff. That sucks. I hate it. All my homies hate it too. If the homies hate it, everyone hates it. Yeah. 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 This track is awful. My homies hate it too. Geo brush. Alright. I'll come back and fix those in a second. There's a room called the Sunken Depths, and I want to keep my Sunken Depths idea. But I realized that just from a loading issue, it was just annoying to have two different rooms here, so I just kept them all as the Hidden Grotto. It's attractive. Oh, there's a pool floor. Well, well, well. Isn't that annoying? I'll come back to you. Okay, so if I'm going to do that, I would want to remove this wall here. Ugh. And this wall here, and then just put all the bathroom thingies in another room. I mean, that room is perfectly acceptable. Having all these extra staff rooms never made any sense to me. Okay, this is just irritating. What just happened there? I just ninja teleported back a big distance. I have so many questions. Can't exactly work on it if I have to constantly deal with that problem. What layer are you in? Oh, you're all in here. Oh, you're all in the same one. Gross. It makes sense because I copy pasted things over. That's unfortunate for certain. I figured out that because it sorts them by alphabetical, I started putting, you know, C1 for all the first, you know, chapter 1 and chapter 2 and chapter 3, so we put them all together. So I have to find it. And the DL is just because they're all data layers, and I just have that to, so I can search for like DL underscore and find every data layer. I actually remade a whole bunch of them for that very reason. All these should be in the staff room. Those aren't still selected, right? Staff lounge. Did I add them to the wrong data layer? Wow. Well, yeah, anyway. That one's on me. I removed them, then added them right back. Smart. Oh well. It's not that hard to select them again. Remove. Add to this one. Fantastic. Once more. Just those? Sure. Alright, so then with that option available, I love me some data layers. It almost makes H-loads worthless. Almost. Probably not very good if your thing's outside, but inside of a building where everything is close, it is very nice. I'm probably just gonna rotate at 90 and move on. Just squish them more. Nice job, me. We're still at an angle. Much better. There we go. Pretty easy to just do this. And the door is right there, so it's a little awkward. In fact, in theory, if I move the door, I could probably have one more stall. Can I have one more stall? No, I can. I might be moving that door in a sec. There's 4 sinks already. Anyway. I don't have steampunk urinals, by the way. I'm just saying. All the bathrooms are unisex. It is what it is. That's all I gotta say. It is what it is. Man, they have one of those at a bar I had to go to. Well, not a bar. It was a brewery, but the front end was like a bar, and they had one of those unisex bathrooms. It was the most awkward thing ever. Just like, oh, there's some lady in there. I'm just gonna wait. I'm good. I'll have to wait. We were all very confused. It was a complete catastrophe on their part. I did consider holding it and going somewhere else, though. I was like, this is weird, guys. I don't like this. Also very open. Very weird. Like, they didn't have doors on the bathrooms, so you could actually, like, though they have, like, a wall kind of in the way like that, you could see, like, there's, like, they still had it split as two, but they were both unisex, and they just having men's and women's is too stupid here in California. And you could see a good portion into both bathrooms. Just standing from outside, I was like, this is weird. I hope you guys know this is weird. Nobody likes this arrangement. Literally no one. Did I not put a hole through this? This is a brush, yeah? There's a negative brush. Oh, the negative brush's not tall enough. It's also floating in the air. No, it should be tall enough. Okay, yeah, so. Yeah, it drops down here. I will get my sunken depths yet. It might be coming the way you go down, too. It's more fun. I like fun. I've already come to the conclusion this is like the most dangerous place ever for children, which is why it's great. So if you've ever seen every single children's based theme thing in every single horror game ever is like the most horrifically dangerous place. Actually, it's the most in pretty much everything. It's like, there's never any place you'd ever want to send a kid. It's so funny. Kind of makes a lot of it not very believable. You're just like, wow, that place is terrible. Nobody would go there. Literally no one. What are we talking here? I think I watched a recent FNAF thing and... You know... Yeah, actually, that place is okay. I'll give it some credit where credit is due. I gotta admit, though, that somebody must have been traumatized by Chuck E. Cheese. Like, seriously, man. Chuck E. Cheese wasn't that bad. I mean, the food's terrible. That's true. Well, it was terrible. I don't think it's still open. If it is, it probably got a real benefit from the FNAF series, honestly. Probably reminded people it existed. Good for them. But I was struck by the idea that there were a lot of places where a woman could have easily offed me. Because there was a lot of small tunnels that children could crawl through, and women could have gotten through. No guy could have gotten into them. They were way too small for them, but your average adult female could have easily fit in those. In fact, I'm pretty certain a couple of them came in to get kids at various points, too. They could have easily offed a kid in those things, and they might not have been found anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have happened. Lots of people in creepy little costumes. But that's just like Disneyland, though, really. Speaking of places, people in creepy costumes. This could be like a deep pool, and I cut one more hole through this down here into the deepest pool. Do I do that? Be trading out the furnace for a crazy underwater area. But that might be fun. I no longer need these walls up here. I just needed a reference to see where we were heading to. Then I realized there was a reference down below with the walls, where I just needed to do that. I didn't have to do anything else extra. None of the rocks would be able to be above it, so I had to build rock pillars. Hey, Matt. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese was awesome. The little bowling things like that, you know, your little ball up there and everything, those were great. The ones, the one I went to had all kinds of tunnels underneath where the animatronics were. They were super cool to crawl through. The place was awesome. I still have a pretty good layout of it in my memory, even though I went there like over 30 years ago. It was cool. Though I'm pretty certain that it's why FNAF exists. Like 100% why FNAF exists. I think we can all agree. I wonder if there were actually real, like, you know, were a lot of murders that happened at those. Would that be interesting? Maybe. Like, it's possible. I don't know how big the franchise was, but I mean, the fact that you liked them and, you know, you're over on the other side of the world says a lot on how big the franchise was. Well, arcades were awesome. The experience of going there, you know, and putting your quarter up on the machine in order to, you know, wait for your turn. And just having all those people around just into your games. It was a great social experience that we just don't get anymore. Quite awesome. I enjoyed it very much. Only problem is that's never coming back. You know any of them? Watch the directors and you're not playing the game, so that's fair. Some of them bum a quarter or something like that. I mean, you know. Just watching people play was not that bad in its own right. So, you know, I get it. Man, life back then was so much less safe. It was great. Things are stale and boring now. Oh, this is actually supposed to be raised up, isn't it? Yeah, everything is very antisocial. It's pretty miserable, honestly. I need another social outlet myself. I'm tired of just having no one to, like, IRL to chat with. Besides my roommate, I mean, you know, I have him obviously, but everyone else is like, okay, cool. But I would like a little more social experience in that. What color was the floor in this room? That's why I kept this other one here, so I could remind myself. Am I using black on the bottom? Maybe. Yeah, I guess I am, huh? I just have to make changes. I just can't leave it alone. I think some of the best experience of my life were like, college we had like this. The upper floor of this building, it was a huge building on this campus, was just like the lunch area. And people would just hang out there and play Magic, and there was like a little mini arcade there and everything too, and man, the amount of social everything that happened there was great. You just got people you can chat with. This is awesome. And now, anyway, not so much. It's kind of sad. Super deep pool. Why is it a super deep pool? Why not? I'm gonna have to redesign a bunch by doing this though, if I do this. Then maybe run some pipes up. Am I doing that? That would be kind of cool. I can't put you in any important room though. But I could lock away an area and then have it go to here or something, some sort of additional water treatment plant. I probably want to turn these back into not those, instead these. I was going to use them for more of this other area, but I think I can expand some areas here. I kind of want more things to play with here. I mean, potentially this hole could only go to this side here and let you into a smaller, tiny room down here. I really want you to get that fun underwater experience at least once, you know, like, where you really get to explore now that you finally earned the Emperor, because I make it such a pain to get the Emperor that, you know, it seems only fair that I give you at least a good area to play with. One big, huge secret. Now let's turn that wall into a big one there. And down here, probably not going to use this area. I kind of want to keep this spot. One of the things I kind of fail at is having good assets for production of toys. Like, I don't have a lot of things like that, so I mean, they're just, I'll have to figure something out. I mean, I can make a conveyor belt. It's not that hard to use some geo brushes and get together the parts for a conveyor belt. I mean, after all, it's just a bunch of cylinders and a, you know, a flat surface rolling on top of it, essentially. That would be a good way to make that look like it was moving. Because you want it to loop around. But it's a weird flat. Well, it's like a flat oval, essentially. I don't know. I'll burn that bridge when I get there. I don't need it right now. I don't need it for a long time. To be fair, I don't necessarily need this, so this room is technically the start of the second chapter. And in the second chapter, you would have the ability to go down here, making the second chapter once again larger than it probably needs to be. I could put the boss down here. The pirate girl. I don't want to fight underwater, though. Never mind. I thought about that and I realized I would then need a really complicated swimming AI for a boss fight. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that to myself. That doesn't sound very fun. Hear me out. It sounds terrible. More brushes on the level. I'm looking for one that's already the right height. Why am I up here again? Oh, never mind. It's because those. It's just things too. That'll do. It's not the right height for the big wall, but it's the right size for the hole in the wall, so that's nice. Because I gotta remake this hole in the wall right over here. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that bug. It's an annoying bug. Also the fact that it puts the geo brushes in a random order and sometimes the priority on one is not correct. It doesn't maintain. It's okay, you can fix that by simply duplicating and then deleting the old ones. It's not like a big deal, but it's annoying. Not the worst bug in Unreal Engine. There are so many. I really should just make a video for Epic. Be like, hey guys, maybe if you actually quality tested your engine, like, ever, instead of just adding new features all the time, you would see all these bugs. don't think I'd say it like that, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you know, buddy, hear me out. Your engine has some problems. It's okay, I love this engine. For all the crap I give him. You could not pay me to use another engine. That's a complete lie. You could totally pay me to use another engine. I would definitely, if you paid me lots of money, use whatever engine you told me to use. I actually don't know which engine I would deem the most obnoxious to have to use, but, you know. Whatever. For the right amount of money, no engine is obnoxious to use. I have very little experience with Unity and Godot anyway, so it's not like there's a big difference to me which one I would end up using. I'm sure they'd be paying me to use one. Actually, if they're a real jerk, they'd be like, use RPG Maker, be like, you suck. For the right amount of money, I would, though. It would be a lot of money. Yes, it would. A lot of money indeed. I mean, who am I? If they said, here's 10k, use a RPG Maker, about K. Like, it really wouldn't be that much money. It probably would take at least 10k for me to make a game in it, though. It wouldn't be a big game. I would just make I would promise to make a game that would be a game jam game or something, so I wouldn't have to use it for very long. But I'd do it. I actually did see someone's game that was actually pretty good for that engine. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, man, how many years you put in this? He's like, 8. And I was like, oh. Okay, so, the game looks good for what it is. I don't know about 8 years good, but it looked pretty good. That's a long time. That's... Oh, that is just... longer than I've been a game dev. It's longer than I've been a game dev, just outright. Even if you take all the time where I had to take breaks for health reasons and all that, even if you include all that, it's still longer than I've been a game dev. Because, I mean, I started the end of, like, near the end of 2019. But I've taken almost 3 years off for health reasons at various points. Probably like 2 years, 10 months, about the estimate I probably put it. Depends on what you deem time off or not. Yeah, I don't want those doors there, so we're getting rid of them. I'm probably going to make a swimming AI. I have a ghetto flying AI, and what is swimming but essentially just flying with a cap on how high you can go, right? I could have one hell of a deep pool here if I wanted. Like, I could just axe this entirely and have a whole underwater fun area to play in. I need one of these. That is most certainly an info and not a... Well, I will need a room info, that's true. It's not wrong. I don't want the cartoon water, I want the normal water. Clicky, clicky. Clicky, clicky. Where is the other water at? Oh, it's way up here. Before I compressed the thing down to being inside this one building, there was actually a very large water area because it was by the ocean. But then I realized something. First of all, if Poppet ever fell in the ocean, it's so ridiculously big it'd be stupid. And second of all, why do I need all that again? These are the things I just think about. Why do I really need to have these things? Finally, it'll be able to come down here and be like, yay! A reason that I spent all that time getting the Emperor. They're gonna hate water by the end of this, 100%. He's gonna hate it. Good. At least I don't have a sewer level. I thought about it. I actually did, because there would be sewers underneath the building, by the way. Like, I thought about it, but... what stopped me was actually more, just the time it would take to finish the game. I definitely thought about, you know, making you go quite a few floors down. But the game will never get done. I don't want that. One could argue this could be a mistake too. And you'd probably be arguing sense, to be 100% fair. I am thinking of putting all the pirate stuff on this one side of the building though. More verticality. Because then I have verticality for the city. The Toy City. Which is kind of fun. Now that I have some ideas for the Toy City. I'll have to make a fake floor here, basically. Oh, this is a fake floor. It's on top of the other floor. How handy. Could have some machinery down here. Ditch that door. Wouldn't give me much production area if I did that. I'd have to turn this hallway into like a regular hallway. I'd have this building stuff down here, I guess. I'm tempted to take this area here and put stairs down and have it go farther down. Not have it be necessarily more floor in this area, just have stairs going down. But that's a future me problem. Current me is not certain. Current me would like to do that. Yeah, I think I'm getting rid of this floor in this area. I don't think I like it. I think I'm going to convert this back to being this setup here. And this has two different sides, so I don't care about this side here. Which one is this though? Not that one. And this one? No. There we go. And here I went to all the trouble to remake these floors. Damn. I am okay with that part being brick. I might still put this behind a secret passage, right? And then have like, you know, like a toy maker workshop over here or something. We'll see. I don't know. This whole area is up for grabs on what I plan on doing with it, but... I have long since learned that my best game dev method is if I have an idea, run with it. Because if I don't run with it, then I'll start fixating on things that I have no idea for, and that never leads to good stuff. Never. I don't always have a good idea for stuff. I just don't always. Sometimes I just have no idea, and it's like, cool, great, neat. Better to focus on stuff I might have an idea for. Am I making it just there? I guess I could have the boss down here. I'm thinking about it. If I did that though, what I would probably do is have a dry area for the boss in there. What if Sally's trapped down here? A sunken ship? That's kind of cool. Like, I don't hate it. Well, isn't that just kind of in the middle of nowhere? Or it can just be a super secret area too, I don't know. And I'll just replace these walls. No. No, not at all. Why not have one additional control room for the water down here? Kind of hard to judge height on this one, isn't it? I don't want the water to go under, or it shouldn't be. As it is very much done. I guess to be fair, you're just like the worst. And then I just do the same thing I was doing earlier, where I just put the wall thing blocking this. I'll make custom stuff later, I don't care right now. Let's run it back one more time. Honestly, I should probably run it back with this one over here. Because this one is not solid. Okay. Really? I'll be back for you. This poor room has had like so many changes, because this was originally where the haunted gallery was when I first decided to move it, and then later on it became a place with a boss fight called the Gearworks, and now it is in fact some sort of control room or something for water things in a fight against probably maybe a boss, maybe. Well, wasn't this just disappointing? It's okay. This metal looks pretty good stretched in general. It doesn't really matter much with it. It's just not detailed enough where you can really pick out much of the things are, especially in the dark. Sure, I could just use a geo brush, I guess. I find it's not that helpful to create geo brush stuff until I need to, because I'll just end up having to replace it and it takes extra time when I can just... Like, if it doesn't need to be complicated, I can just, you know, fold these out here and call it square. That's good enough. I ain't picky. Maybe a little. But nah. Obviously, I'm going to have to put metal on every side and everything, and it's going to be not as it looks now, but eh. Let's just do fake metal. Okay, listen. First off, wait a second. I forgot all this is currently in the sunken depths, because this was the original sunken depths, but we can go farther down. If you go 13 floors down, you find like Aqua Diablo. That's how it works. Every time you go 13 floors down, there's some kind of version of Diablo. Right next to my Miss Popman machine. Which I don't load the level until you're in the game, because I want to be able to switch levels. Yay! Oh yeah, I did that, and this would be like the furnace area, but we don't want that. Is that where I want it? I mean, this room's probably way bigger than I think it is. Probably way bigger. Just sit here for a second. Also, I don't need this wall. Probably deleted all of you. Nope. Oh, I didn't remove the... Oh, well, I'm just going to jump in the water. Lights might not be correct, but no mood lighting for this trip. See if I even like what I was making. Into the pool. Yay! Whee! Oh wow, it is way down here. I'll have to include a way back up, obviously. Thinking about it. Something like rocks up. Okay, well you're gonna have all manner of fun under the water here. Also, this water's not go low enough, but... Oh, you can just get back up, right? Because it's swimming. Her swimming is actually just jumping indefinitely. I just said it. We have basically unlimited jumps underwater, and as soon as you get above water, it sets your jumps back to 2 as the max. So you can actually, because of that, you can actually jump on the water like this. You have to have the Emperor to do this, so, which I always thought was funny. Sometimes you just want to jump on the water. Whatever. I'm not hating. I can't hate a little. And I'm taking a quick bio break real fast. Be right back. You can all stare at waterfall or something. Be right back. Alright. I miss anything interesting? Not really. Fair enough. Refresh my tea and all that. And ever since I started having those health problems sitting, like, that get exacerbated by sitting like this in front of computers, I really dialed back my desire to stream or work on the game. I want to work on the game, it's just, you know. And health problems are the worst. Don't have them. It's better. It's better if you don't. I know, I know. This comes as a surprise to everybody, but hear me out. It's better if you don't. People never listen to me though, because, you know, I went over to like the various hospital and things like that, and there's lots of people having health problems. If they just listen to me, they're better off. Nope. So I kind of like having a secret way down. The fact that it's... It'd be like the deepest pool. Yeah, I just can't block this area. I was thinking about, you know, how it makes sense that the pool just went all the way to the ground. But I can't block this area because it's an entrance. I guess it doesn't have to be an entrance. There could just be entrance at the front and maybe like a back entrance, and that's it. And then, I don't know. Because I'd probably still keep the pipe leading out of this area into a different room here. I just don't know about this area here. Like, this could all be farther downstairs too. Or I could just keep it. But again, the pirate stuff always seemed kind of goofy and weird. Like, people hasn't tested terribly well, from what I could tell. I also don't have that many assets for it, but I guess it doesn't occupy as much space as you might think. Oh. X is like, thanks for giving us money. Yeah. I get it. Oh, that reminds me, if you don't already do this and you want to sell your game, go over to, you know, X here, find the various, you know, things of the day. Make like, you know, one post that is your, you know, what thing you're going to sit there and farm with, right? Because this one's got like 15,000 looks at and like 50 likes, right? It's a perfect one like this. Grab your little thingy, click off it onto your game for no apparent reason. Sure. Well, then you go to the ones that today's Screenshot Saturday, the easy one. Then you just go to latest and you just look for everybody who asks you to basically show your stuff. And you just go, okay, thanks. And you post your thingy and you like it. You can also retweet it if you want to be a nice guy. I ain't that nice. I am a villain. You do this for all of them. I'll show you the results of this in a second. Why you should probably do this. And you're just looking for ones that actually want you to replace you. Don't post on ones where they don't want it. You do that, obviously, but... I will share this sage knowledge with people. I've already gotten back to whatever that. And, you know, premium there, analytics. Yesterday I netted 4 followers. I lost one, sure, whatever, you know. But I mean, you can see the views there, 820, like that, 602, 1,000. It's just same post over and over and over. Holidays have kind of gone a little lower. It was sitting much higher before the holidays. When I first posted, you can see how well that post did. It was friggin' nuts. And Screenshot Saturdays really only started, so. Usually Screenshot Saturday is a pretty big one. But I posted them in the general, the Discord, for anyone interested in the list I use. I guess I could, Where did I post that? I thought I posted it in there. Oh, it's a ways back. I'll post it in the chats for people, in case they want to monetize, to advertise, I should say. Every day's got different ones. Some of them are better than others. Ones that seemed okay versus not okay. But I just kind of kept the ones that I thought were pretty good. Pretty good. I gotta grab screenshots there. Oh, let me do this one real quick here. Screenshots on YouTube because YouTube limits comment length. There you go. In case anybody wants it. Slowly garnering wish list that way. Shorts are pretty good too. Over the course of the 2 months off, I did a bunch of creating little clips like that and created myself a trailer that way, and it led to I picked up like 46 wish lists over the course of me taking time off, so it's not like 0. It's not a lot. I'm not sure I like this or if I don't, but I have an idea of what it's going to be if I do keep it. I'll obviously remake the walls later. Might playtest the game too instead for a while, because I'm kind of getting tired of messing with this area here. I think I was having more interest with the other area than this. I just wanted an area to pay off the stupid Emperor. They just know where to pay it off. It's like, cool, great, but why? Why this? I should make videos about marketing things or something, or I don't know if I even care to that, but I should make more videos about stuff. Yeah, I definitely found that the best marketing strategy was actually just make a 30-second clip of some sort of combat going on, and then post it as both a short and on the thing for the day. And it'd be easy to get 3,000 to 4,000 views on it every day. Pretty easy. Meanwhile, though I love streaming, I can tell you right now, this does not get that. Not even close. I think at the height of it, I was getting about 1,200 views a stream before I started having health problems back in last January. And there's a great deal more work. It is fun though. I do like streaming. Well, when there's people around a chat. If it's just me talking to myself, then it's not as good. It's okay. There's a strong argument for just making this the deepest area ever. I have found, you know, in my various marketing things that you really don't get many people look at it. Like, it's just because like people have, you know, passed it on social media and actually watched it. I would say of the views that I've had on that video, 1 in 15 actually watched it, which is not terrible. Like, that's actually surprisingly pretty good. So the trailer's done me fairly proud, but yeah, it could definitely do better. Could be a better trailer. So like a way down into here, this kind of setup. In this case, I'd want this to be probably farther down. You can only go so far down because it'll go through the ceiling over here, so be careful about that. And I'll redo the floor, obviously, because I can't have carpet. I usually do a green floor for these. The question is just, am I going to make this a stepping stone down or not? Or am I just going to make it like a weird, super deep pocket? I'm probably going to grate over it so you can't really get down here. Is probably what's happening. One second. I have a better idea. You know, Cartoon Water, you need to be raised up. It's really annoying where you're at right now. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it. Thank you. Should almost be a Cartoon Water over this too, just so it kind of obscures what's going on down here. It's a pretty big area. I'll probably build walks all the way around it and have a little cave down or something. It's like the most dangerous area ever. I don't understand. Maybe they'll give like little scuba tanks to wander. I don't know how it works. You would never let children go into this building. Like 100%. Why would you do this to yourself? What is this? Why is this? I have questions. It's like another pool thingy. I guess I had a pool thing above a pool thing. I don't know. Seems weird because this is kind of low feeling almost. But it actually feels like it's not high enough. Maybe it's not thick enough? No, they're only like one thick anyway. Usually. But then why is it this height? It should be like lower down. Also, there's no point in this pool floor because this other floor is the exact same crap. Okay, well, you see, I thought I had this clicked, but I guess I didn't clicked off it or something. Right? Like, why do I have two floors? What is the point? Why this? Oh. Well, you shouldn't be there. That's not helpful. I like this track. I'm not sure what I want to use it for. Anyway, I was gonna make a spline. Got sidetracked by the floor being sticking up. Canal spline? What dis? Oh, I remember you. I remember you indeed. I don't need you here, but I remember you. I'm a dupe that. We duping. We'll call this a great spline. I'm gonna need this real quick. I do not wish to individually put grates everywhere. That takes forever and is stupid. All my homies hate this idea. We've already established once again if the homies hate it, everyone hates it. I have questions. Oh, my questions are answered in a way I do not like. Not at all. Okay, well, we can fix this maybe. I can always go through to the thing and the modeling tools and change its pivot point. If I have to. I'd prefer not to. How helpful. Truly helpful. That's what I want. There will be a payoff. I swear it. I might not need this big of a room to do things. We'll see. A lot of times I just kind of make a big version of the thing and then I make a small version later. Or divide it up so that it makes more sense. I have to go through and add so much new crap to the page load. Whatever. I'll have to put a blocking volume over some of it. Now it's all mysterious. Mm. Like, what is it doing down there? You won't even notice it till later. You have to come back and figure out it's there. Because it'll be just enough covered by the water every time that you won't notice it. I love secrets. Some of the rock stuff will have to be changed a bit, but what I'll probably do is put rocks on the outside, then underneath will be a giant dome of this. Or something of that nature. Migrate this over a little bit. Not a lot. Just some. Probably I'm streaming just like 4 hours or something, so any more than that, I want to upset the back and all that. Or until I get bored, whichever happens first. I just like to stream sometimes now just so I can remind people I exist. The dreams of being a pro streamer. Actually, I never dreamed of a pro streamer. Never. I just want to be a game dev. I just need to stream. I thought stream was a good way to tell people about my game. It turned out it really wasn't. I could have a giant destroyable grate in the center. Have it different colors so people know they can break it. Maybe. That could work. What I would do is just delete some of these here. And so I just put those as like load bearing things all the way down, maybe? I am half tempted to remove this floor entirely from this spot. Guess I can't do entirely, it'd have to be like a little bit off. Like at least 3 thick. It's possible I might make it a different metal that has like breakable if you have like the right thing. I guess I haven't put anything to get down to it yet. You can see the grates underneath it though. I guess you could see that one is different. I'm gonna have to squeeze it so it fits better in there than it does, sure. Of course, most of the water looks, it looks blue under there, even though it's technically green. I have to definitely put blocking volumes under everything but that one. Oh, you can just fall through it. Huh. How do I feel about that? And you get to wander down. Apparently it's not treating me like I'm swimming. Whatever, I don't care. Do I need this huge area is a question. Maybe you can't fall through it, you gotta break it. I kind of have to accept that some things are just going to have to be a little more designed for Poppet. Like it's just some things are just going to have to go like that. Not a lot I can do about it. At some point, something's just got to be built for her. Let's just see it. I could put a little sign there. Down the rabbit hole or something. So it's an area you have to come back to the Emperor to. It's more fun, I think, than the previous method. Finally used for blocking volumes. Most of the time I just consider them poor game design, but in this instance the area is supposed to be blocked either way, it's just I don't want you tripping over it. Because the collision on these is not, I mean, it's set up to be exactly as it looks, which is obviously not very handy when walking over it if you're a tiny toy. Like, it's fine, but it's floaty and weird, and I don't like it particularly. Oh, actually, it needs to be pretty even. Oops. Okay, don't do all of them. Just want this one. Okay, I'm gonna unload a bunch of crap I don't need. I'm only working on the hidden grotto. And depth control. Don't know why I didn't do this earlier. Honestly, I'm not really using any of this crap. Much better. So my sanity was not going to handle the other for very long. I guess it handled for quite a while, but it was kind of lame. I didn't like it. No, I was right with 34. So I just cram it into the wall if I need to. Or extend this out, both are fine. know how to work with this being under the water like this. There's a little nub. That should be fine. I'm all tired. I've been exhausted lately, it's weird. Even though I've been sleeping a lot. Don't know why. It's usual health crap, I imagine. It's weird that it bounces you on the water, but beyond that, wonder why. I like having the secret way down here. I just don't know about the extra floor. It could just be this one little room, and that would be also interesting. Having that big room down there is its own thing. Because unless they go traipsing back through the water, they'll miss this completely. Which is always fine in my book, because, you know, they'll have a big section of the map where they're like, how come I can't get there? And they'll have to try to find it. And they'll probably think it's on the third floor and discover all the way around that it's not. They'll be like, look, it's a haunted highway. It's like, well, maybe it's on the other side. Then they're like, hey, wait a minute. It's not on any of the sides. Like, yep. They'll have to backtrack and be like, oh, it's up here. Okay. And if they know it's here in advance, that's cool, but... The question really just is, how far do I want to go with this great system down here? I don't know. I'll think about it. Because I want to be in more strange little areas that aren't necessarily for people, but look like they could have been built. Basically, if you're listening to like a Mr. Ballin video or something where he says that there's like 3 places that people didn't, that you're not supposed to go and people went there anyway. Yeah, I want to make those, but because you're a doll, you're probably not dying. You're already dead, so it's pretty hard to die again. It's not true, but I guess, you know, Poppet is technically basically immortal. She just respawns over and over, so that's basically immortality. With the caveat of she can never leave. It's driving her crazy, but technically it's immortality. It's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong. Oh, nope, this one's always in. Oh, this one's way thicker. I almost want to just do a small section here because I've had to redo this section so many times. I just squish this one. No, I can't squish. I can squish this down, I guess. Because I don't keep putting pipes through it and things. It's getting really annoying to remake it all the time. I do like the idea of even more places to wander through, though. But why? Why did I put a second one in here? Did I just decide it was the chosen one? Way to go. I don't understand. Hmm. Oh. Oops. One extra room. Got a bit confused. Close enough. My back does not like me for doing this. That's okay. You used to it after a while. Kinda. Basically gotta put some thingies out here for them to walk on or they won't be able to get in. Put all this crap over here. I'll figure out what to do with it in a bit. I just like to move things around rather than delete things because you end up with things in interesting places if you do that. Sometimes it leads to better stuff. Not always. Sometimes it just leads to garbage, but Hmm. Yeah, no problem. Just jump right out. Alright, I think I might call it for a night. My neck and back don't like me, and I'm trying not to exacerbate them again by streaming long hours when that seems to make it much worse. But I'll try to stream more like, you know, 2-3 hour increments, sometimes 4. Just kind of whenever I feel like it. Whenever my body feels like it. Don't have health problems, it's bad. So, see if I can. Do I even care about reading out to people? I kind of don't. Unless there's. Yeah, I think I'll just, you know, wave goodbye people and let you go wherever you want to go. Cause yeah, I don't feel like talking to random people on other streams. So I'll catch everyone later. Have fun, do whatever, and thanks for hanging out. See ya.